Supervolcanoes are often associated with the dramatic eruptions that shaped our planet's history, yet the majority of the world's most dangerous volcanic systems remain hidden beneath our feet. While Italy's volcanoes, like Mount Vesuvius, Mount Etna, and the remnants of Pompeii, grab the headlines and capture public attention, the most terrifying volcanic threats are far less well known. From deep beneath the oceans to the isolated stretches of land, the hidden giants of the Earth's fiery underbelly wait in silence, each with the potential to drastically alter life as we know it. In this exploration of the Earth's lesser-known supervolcanoes, we delve beyond Italy's familiar landscapes and uncover the vast, often overlooked potential of these geological giants. How can their eruptions shape global climate, ecosystems, and human civilization? Let's embark on a journey of discovery, unveiling the silent giants that may one day reshape the world. When most people think of supervolcanoes, Italy immediately comes to mind. The country's rich history is entwined with the ominous presence of Mount Vesuvius, which destroyed the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum in 79 AD, and Mount Etna, one of the world's most active volcanoes. However, these well-known volcanoes only scratch the surface of the global volcanic landscape. Italy has become synonymous with volcanic activity largely because of its accessibility and dramatic eruptions, but the true global threats are hidden elsewhere. Italy's geological volatility is linked to the complex interaction between the African and Eurasian tectonic plates, which create an environment conducive to volcanic activity. With 1,500 years of eruptions at Mount Vesuvius alone, the country remains in the limelight of volcanic studies. Mount Etna, while active, often erupts in smaller, less dangerous forms, yet its massive eruptions in the past have been destructive, as have other Italian volcanoes like Stromboli and Campi Flegrei. The ongoing seismic activity across Italy is a reminder of the constant volcanic pulse beneath the surface. The media's focus on Italy's volcanoes comes not only from their historical significance, but also their accessibility for tourists and researchers. The well-preserved ruins of Pompeii, combined with active volcanoes like Etna, make Italy an ever-present feature in the media's portrayal of volcanic danger. This has led to a skewed perception that Italy's volcanoes are the biggest threat, while in reality, the world's most dangerous supervolcanoes lie elsewhere. Supervolcanoes are different from the typical volcanoes we're familiar with. Their eruptions are of such scale and intensity that they dwarf even the largest of typical volcanic events. A supervolcano eruption has the potential to eject thousands of cubic kilometers of material into the atmosphere, capable of changing the global climate, affecting ecosystems, and leading to mass extinctions. A supervolcano is defined by the size of its eruption, not by its current activity. To be classified as a supervolcano, an eruption must eject at least 1,000 cubic kilometers, about 240 cubic miles, of material. This is far beyond the capacity of a regular volcano. The eruption of a supervolcano can lead to a volcanic winter, a period of global cooling caused by the massive quantities of ash and gases released into the atmosphere. This could block sunlight, reduce global temperatures, disrupt agriculture, and lead to widespread famine. Supervolcanoes are typically located at hotspots, where magma from deep within the Earth rises to the surface. These locations often see the gradual buildup of immense pressure as the magma accumulates in large chambers beneath the Earth's crust. The slow accumulation of pressure leads to rare but catastrophic eruptions when the magma is released. While Yellowstone in the United States is one of the most famous supervolcanoes, there are several others around the world that have been quietly brewing beneath the surface, unnoticed by the general public. These geological titans present their own risks, often overshadowed by their more famous counterparts. Located on the island of Sumatra, Indonesia, Lake Toba is one of the Earth's largest volcanic systems, having erupted 74,000 years ago in one of the most significant volcanic events in human history. The eruption released an estimated 2,800 cubic kilometers of material, leading to a drastic global cooling event. While the supervolcano has been quiet for thousands of years, its potential for an eruption is ever present. Lake Taupo in New Zealand sits atop one of the world's largest supervolcanoes. The eruption of Taupo, about 26,500 years ago, was one of the most powerful eruptions in recorded history. The eruption led to the formation of the lake we see today and significantly impacted the global climate. Taupo remains an active volcanic system with a significant potential for future activity. Mount Aso, located on the Japanese island of Kyushu, is another enormous volcanic system that contains one of the largest volcanic craters in the world. The supervolcano has had a number of eruptions in the past and continues to be an active volcanic threat. Despite this, it remains relatively under the radar compared to Japan's more famous volcanoes, like Mount Fuji. Campi Flegrei, located just outside Naples, is an enormous caldera that has seen eruptions in ancient times, including the catastrophic eruption that formed the Bay of Naples. It is a sleeping giant in Italy's volcanic landscape, and its proximity to one of Europe's most densely populated regions makes it a particularly dangerous threat. The Ijen caldera in Indonesia is famous for its sulfur mining and blue flames, but it is also a supervolcano that holds the potential for large-scale eruptions. Although less discussed, Ijen could cause significant damage to the local and global environment if it erupts on a large scale. Supervolcanoes are far more than local threats. They can fundamentally alter the global climate and human civilization. The effects of a supervolcano eruption would ripple across the Earth's ecosystems, climate, and even human populations. One of the most catastrophic effects of a supervolcano eruption is the potential for a volcanic winter. A massive eruption would release enormous amounts of ash and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, creating a veil of particles that could block sunlight. This would lead to significant global cooling, affecting agricultural production and leading to widespread crop failures, famine, and social unrest. While the cooling effects of a supervolcano eruption would be short-term, they could last for several years. During this time, temperatures could drop by several degrees Celsius, disrupting ecosystems and human populations that depend on stable weather patterns for food production. Beyond the environmental impact, supervolcanoes can have devastating effects on human society. In addition to destroying vast areas of land and causing millions of deaths in the immediate aftermath, the long-term consequences of global cooling could lead to the collapse of civilizations. Historical evidence from events like the eruption of Mount Toba suggests that a supervolcano eruption could reduce human populations significantly and, in some cases, may even lead to near-extinction events. Understanding and predicting supervolcanoes is an ongoing area of scientific study. With modern technology, scientists can now monitor volcanic activity more effectively than ever before. However, the question remains, can we predict a supervolcano eruption in time to prevent global catastrophe? Scientists use a range of tools, including seismic sensors, gas measurements, and satellite imagery, to monitor volcanic activity. These technologies allow them to detect subtle changes in the behavior of volcanoes, such as increased seismic activity or changes in gas emissions that may indicate an impending eruption. While monitoring has improved, predicting the exact time and scale of a supervolcano eruption remains a significant challenge. The sheer size of supervolcanoes and the slow buildup of pressure means that eruptions can often occur unexpectedly. The unpredictability of these events is one of the main reasons they pose such a dangerous threat. Given the unpredictable nature of supervolcano eruptions, international cooperation and preparedness are essential. Governments and global organizations must collaborate to develop contingency plans for dealing with the aftermath of such an eruption, including managing food security, providing disaster relief, and addressing the potential for climate-driven social instability. While Italy's volcanoes dominate headlines and serve as symbols of volcanic danger, the true giants of the Earth's fiery depths lie in places you might not expect. Supervolcanoes are a global threat, not bound by national borders. Their potential to reshape the world's climate, ecosystems, and human civilization cannot be ignored. As our understanding of these silent giants deepens, it is crucial that we remain vigilant, prepared, and aware of the potential risks. With ongoing scientific research and global cooperation, humanity stands a better chance of mitigating the catastrophic consequences of a supervolcano eruption, if one were ever to occur. The question is no longer if, but when, the next eruption will happen, and whether we will be ready for it.